Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Revolting review. I am Random Ross and today I am reviewing the film Black Christmas, the 1974 original of course. So this is written by A. Roy Moore, directed by Bob Clark, starring Olivia Hussey, Keir Dillea, Margot Kidder, and John Saxon. So this is a psychological slasher Christmas horror where it focuses on a sorority house on Christmas Eve, having being filled with festive joy and stuff, and then there's also they get strange, unsettling phone calls from somebody, and they trace the calls to find that they're coming from in the house, and there's a deranged killer inside, stalking and killing people. So that is the gist of the film. So let's get on to my likes and dislikes. So first of all, the likes. I loved the horror factor in this. This film is just so brilliantly done. I mean, the slasher genre owes a lot to this movie, especially when A Stranger Calls and Halloween, because if it weren't for this movie, I don't think Halloween would have the horror, the slasher factor that it has now. Neither would A Stranger Calls exist if it weren't for this movie. So I love that it shaped the future for the slasher genre. I also like that we hardly ever get to see Billy at all, the killer. Well, supposing his name's Billy. And all we see from him is his eye. We just see one eye and we see him looming around. We don't actually get a proper good look at him, and we know very little of him and what his motive is, which is very unsettling and very creepy and disturbing, which I think makes this movie brilliant. I also liked how he made the creepy calls down the phone to the sorority sisters, and how he sent chills down their spines, and how he liked to play some sick, twisted game and torture them. I love that as well. I love the dark tone and the cinematography, because this movie, I'm assuming, was done on a tight budget, but it works. This movie definitely works like that. And like I say, the ending, I love the ending. I mean, yeah, it leaves a lot more, questions than answers. But I just love that final shot where the killer, where it's unresolved, the killer's still at large, and it's playing Christmas carols whilst we see one victim with a bag over her head, dead in a rocking chair. That is, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. Just is such an effective ending and so brilliantly done, and I really love that. I just really like that chilling, haunting ending. And yeah, like I say, it ends like that and doesn't really answer tiny loose ends, which I think was brilliant, because sometimes in a film it gets you when you watch it, you want to know what's happening and it gets you thinking. But this one, for me, it works as it is. I don't know why, it just does, and I loved that. I loved the killer in this, how just very little we see and know of him, and why he's doing what he's doing, and why he's and how we see things from his perspective, how we see things from the killer's point of view. I like that as well. This is just such a nicely done slasher classic. This did get a 2006 remake, which I thought was good. The only thing they did a bit too wrong was, just give away too much of the backstory of Billy. And then there's the 2019 remake, if you can call it that, which is just, don't bother. Don't bother with that one. I reviewed them two last year, and Silencio, he reviewed this one last year that I'm reviewing now, but I thought I'd re-review it again as like a proper standard review, because what the hell, right? It's the festive season. So yeah, I also love the cast in this, from Margot Kidder, who I know is Lois Lane, but has definitely done a couple of horrors and left her mark there, and John Saxon, 10 years before A Nightmare on Elm Street, when he was Sheriff Donald Thompson in that. yeah, I liked the cast in this. I thought the cast was great. There was a strong female leading in this cast as well, which I thought was great. And yeah, I also loved the kills in this. The kills in this were brilliantly done, especially the kill with the bag on the head, which they did redo in the remake. And also, I just like the unsettlingness of this film. This film is definitely something you could watch on your own, but I should warn you, it is very unsettling and, you know, it's creepy. My dislikes. Now, I do have a couple of negatives to say about this movie. There were bits in there that were a bit of a filler time. You know, like, there's like one sorority sister in it who's pregnant and is considering getting an abortion because, you know, she didn't plan it and her boyfriend's a bit of a dick. There's a bit of drama in there and stuff where not much happens during the middle acts where it gets a bit boring. You know, I mean, they do a search party and everything, which you should do when someone's gone missing, because that's what happens. But for me, you know, those bits in there, if they were needed for the film, then fair enough. But for me, they just dragged and took me out of the horror aspect of this film. But I still think it's a great slasher, a great festive slasher that you should check out, and I can't recommend it enough. If you love Halloween, if you love When a Stranger Calls, you will love this one. In fact, if it wasn't, like I said earlier, if it wasn't for this movie, you know, we wouldn't have those movies as they are now. So, yeah, Black Christmas, I definitely recommend it. Like I say, there are some bits in there that I do find a bit boring and not necessary, but hey, you know, the pacing back then is probably different to the pacing we got now. Anyway, either way, I enjoyed this film, and I say check it out, and yeah, I love it. It's a great Christmas film. I try to watch it every year, or, you know, but yeah, I made the effort to watch it this year back in November, and I quickly did a read-up on that of it to prepare for this review. So yeah, Black Christmas, 1974. Yeah, I say check it out. I recommend it. Great film. I'll give it 4 switches out of 5. 4 switches out of 5 for Black Christmas. So there you go. There's your review on Black Christmas, the 1974 original. Have you seen this one? Let me know down in the comments below if you have. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and to hit that notification bell. All of my social media links are linked down below in the description, so be sure to check all that out. I've been Random Ross, and this has been Revolting Reviews and what have you. So yeah, until next time, Merry Creepmas, Happy Horrordays, and don't have nightmares. You know, until next time, don't have nightmares.